Providence Amusement Company. The right to travel, called the right of free ingress to other states and egress from them, is so fundamental that it appears in the Articles of Confederation, which governed our society before the Constitution. Means it's just always been there, man. We've never had that right taken from us until imagined now. A lot of people imagine that, oh, you have to have a license to be on the road. No. They're lying to you. If they say that they require it, flip them off and go on your way. That's all you got to do. Paul v. Virginia. The right to travel freely from state to state is a right broadly assertable against private interferences as government action. As government action. Is governmental action. Like the right of association, it is a virtually unconditional personal right guaranteed by the Constitution to us all. So I'm going to reread that. The right to travel freely from state to state is a right broadly assertable against private interference as well as governmental action. Like the right of association, it is a virtually unconditional personal right guaranteed by the Constitution to us all. Shapiro versus Thompson. Chief Judge, iron contains curtains have no place in a free world. Undoubtedly, the right of locomotion, the right to remove one from one place to another according to inclination, is an attribute of personal liberty, and the right ordinarily of free transit from or through the territory of any state is a right secured by the Constitution. We're almost done, guys, I promise. Okay. Williams versus Fears. Our nation has thrived on the principle that outside areas of plainly harmful conduct, every American is left to shape his own life as he thinks best, to do what he pleases or go where he pleases. Kent versus Dulles. See Vestal, freedom of movement. The validity of restrictions on the freedom of movement of particular individuals, both substantively and procedurally, is precisely the sort of matter that is the peculiar domain of the courts. A person detained for an investigatory stop can be questioned but is not obliged to answer. Answers may not be compelled, and refusal to answer furnishes no basis for an arrest. Justice White Hibble. Automobiles have the right to use the highways of the state on an equal footing with other vehicles. So basically what they're saying is, look, I'll read it again first. The validity of restrictions on the freedom of movement of particular individuals, both substantively and procedurally, is precisely the sort of matter that is the peculiar domain of the courts. They have no business being there. What are they doing there? They have no business operating on this. They don't have the right to be on the roads. Really, they have no right to be on the roads. They're operating unlawfully, which is not illegally. They're operating unlawfully, means there's no laws against it for them. There's laws against, there's laws that they dance around, basically. All right. So a person detained for an investigatory stop can be questioned, but it is not obliged to answer. Answers may not be compelled, and refusal to answer furnishes no basis for an arrest. That means if you do get pulled over and you're driving without a license and you've got, all whatever you got in your back of your car, you got pounds of weed, ounces of cocaine, drops of acid, whatever you got. If they pull you over and they want to say something to you, do not say anything to them except, sir, I'm reserving the right to remain silent. Or, ma'am, I am reserving the right to remain silent. Or, I'm reserving the right to remain silent. Okay? That's it. They cannot do anything further than that. They can try to bully you. Oh, all right, get out of the car and this and that. Don't do it. Do not comply. Do not contract with them in any way, shape, or form. If they want to move you, make them move you themselves. If they want to break your car or get to you, make them do that. You will get compensation later if you stick it out, if you do it the right ways. Like, do not contract with them. By simply obeying their orders, you are giving them the ability to have jurisdiction over you. If you tell them politely, I'm reserving my right to remain silent. And a thing I like to implement too, which has worked for me, is I would like my lawyer present during any legal procedure that you have for me. And what they're going to try to do is, well, okay, what's your lawyer's number? I don't know. You're supposed to provide one for me. They cannot go any further than that. Trust me. They were trying to search. Well, first they were trying to search the house that I was in, but because I was just in one of the rooms, I told them no. Like I want to lawyer up for this room. Like I don't want anybody going into my room, and there's no reason for you to. There's no benefit of it for me for you going into my room. I can only see possible negative outcomes for myself. So no, I want my lawyer present. You don't have to say all that anyway. All you got to say is, no, I'd like my lawyer present. If I'm guaranteed a lawyer, then any legal proceeding like searching of my property, he needs to be here present for in order to make sure that nothing goes awry, or awry, whatever, And you have that right. They're telling you you have the right to counsel. So use them. All right. The validity of restrictions on the freedom of movement of particular individuals. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I just read that one. Hold on. All right, so Cumberland Telephone and Telegraph Company versus Yeazer. Each citizen has the absolute right to choose for himself the mode of conveyance he desires, whether it be by wagon or carriage or by horse or motor vehicle or motor or electric car, or by bicycle or astride of a horse, subject to the sole condition that he will observe all of those requirements that are known as the law of the road. So obey the laws on the road and you're good. Swift versus City of Topeka. Supreme Court says no license necessary to drive an automobile on public highways, streets. No license is necessary. The Supreme Court said in U.S. versus Mirsky's 1960, an administrative regulation, of course, is not a statute. A traveler on foot has the same right to use the public highway as an automobile or any other vehicle. Basically, the point of this video, everybody, is to kind of open your eyes if you don't already kind of have them open or you're not looking in that direction. This government, this form of authority that they're claiming has no authority over us. If you were born in America, you are American. There is no such thing as a United States citizen. If you're a United States citizen, that you're claiming to be an employee of the corporation of the United States of America. What they did was they bought a company, they named it the United States of America, and now they run us because we're a capitalist country. Everything revolves around money. Without money, we don't go anywhere. So with the Rothschild banking system, they've used us as their pawns throughout history. Now, throughout our entire history, we have been Israel's bitch, basically. We've been the crown's bitch, which I think Israel runs the crown anyway. But the crown has been sending us to do the Rothschild banking, to put banks. Every sovereign country that we have invaded, North Korea, fucking Vietnam, fucking every war we've ever been in, at the Desert Storm, was one single objective. And there's only one single sovereign country left that does not have the one world bank. The Rothschild banking system. They own banks in every single country in the world but one. Iran. And I even heard that they've already opened a bank there. Like, I don't know how verified that is, so don't quote me on that word, but I heard that they're already moving on in on that. They've got some loophole around it somehow, I guess. But what we have been is we've been their bitch. We've been going into countries, making sure that they take their money, their form of money, so that they can control that country, so that they can have the power in that country as well. They own the world except for one. And if we don't wake up, people, like if we do not wake up, we're gonna be the right hand of the devil. Basically, you want to imagine all of evil. Yeah, we're right hand. We're the right hand of it. We're sending our patriots, like our good men and women. We're sending them to die in the name of something that they know nothing of. They think that it's in defense of our country, and it's not. It's so easy to see that it's not. No one has attacked us but us. Our government has attacked us. That's it. No one would fuck with us. We're Americans. No one would dare to invade us. They're afraid of every freaking going around every corner. They know what we got. Shit. What fucking shit. They know what we got. No, I'm not even gonna go there with it, but when it comes down to it, we got what we got. Trust and believe. They're afraid of everybody having a gun coming around the corner, and they should be, because we do. And that's what defends us. We are not supposed to have a standing army. We're not supposed to have any standing military. We are supposed to be the militia. People, we need to wake up. Like, I don't know what it's going to take to wake everybody up, but whatever I gotta do, whatever my part is in all of it, like, trust and believe, we wake up.